Let me tell you something. You will never reach the top with one foot in and one foot out. You can't chase your dream while holding on to your safety net. You've got to make a decision. Either you're all in or you're not in at all. See, most people don't fail because they don't have talent. They fail because they have options. They fail because they leave themselves a back door. They say, if this doesn't work, I'll go back. If it gets too hard, I'll quit. That's the problem. You're already giving yourself permission to fail before you even start. When you have a plan B, you're already telling yourself that plan A isn't strong enough. You're telling yourself that you might not make it. And that's why you never go all out. That's why your potential stays locked away, because you've never demanded everything from yourself. You want success, then burn the boats. Destroy the exit routes. Don't just want it. Commit to it. When you have no plan B, that's when you tap into the version of yourself you never met before. That's when the fear becomes fuel and pressure becomes power. I've seen too many people quit because they got uncomfortable. They had a backup plan, so they took it. But the great ones don't quit. They adapt. They fight. They figure it out. They say, I might fall, but I'm not going back. When your only choice is to move forward, you move different. You think different. You grind different because there's no safety net waiting to catch you. Just a dream waiting to crown you. Stop living halfway. Stop saying, I'll try. You don't try greatness. You decide on it. You commit to it every day, every night, every breath. When you wake up, remind yourself, this is the only shot you've got. There's no plan B, no fallback, no next time. It's now or never. If you want to win big, you've got to risk big. You've got to go all in when everyone else is holding back. You've got to put your heart, your time, your faith, your everything on the line. Because when you go all in, when you commit like there's no tomorrow, the universe moves, doors open. Strength you didn't know you had appears. And that's when you realize the only plan you ever needed was belief. So from this day forward, no more safety nets, no more excuses, no more plan B. Go all in. Give it everything you've got. Because until you do, you'll never know how far you can truly go. No plan B, go and your dream deserves nothing less. Burn the boats, build the belief. That's the mindset that separates those who talk about success from those who actually live it. You can't conquer new lands while keeping your ship docked, waiting for the wind to be perfect. You have to set sail knowing there's no turning back. You have to commit so deeply that failure isn't even an option in your mind. When you burn the boats, you make a statement, not to the world, but to yourself, that you're all in, that you're willing to go through the pain, the process, and the pressure to get to the promise. Every dreamer starts out with excitement. In the beginning, the vision feels good, the idea feels strong, and motivation runs high. But the moment it gets hard, the moment the results don't come fast enough, most people start looking for a way out. They start saying things like, maybe it's not meant to be, or I'll try something else. That's not the language of commitment. That's the language of convenience. Success doesn't answer to convenience. It answers to conviction. And conviction only grows when there's no way back, when you've burned every escape route and locked your eyes forward. Think about history. The greatest victories weren't won by people who had a backup plan. They were won by people who said, I'm either going to win or I'm going down swinging. The warriors who burned their boats before battle did it because they knew if retreat wasn't possible, the only choice left was victory. That's what belief looks like. It's not just saying you'll make it. It's removing every reason not to. When you give yourself an option to quit, you'll take it. That's human nature. The brain always wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants what's easy. But success doesn't grow in safety. It grows in sacrifice. You have to take away your excuses before you can take hold of your excellence. You have to stand in that space where there's no cushion, no comfort, no backup plan and say, I'm going to make it happen or I'm going to die trying. That's where the magic happens. That's where your power wakes up. Burning the boats isn't about being reckless. It's about being relentless. It's about removing the illusion that you can succeed without total commitment. Because as long as you think there's a plan B, you'll never give plan A your full heart. You'll never fight with everything inside of you because you'll always be saving something just in case. But when you decide there is no just in case, when you tell yourself there's only one way forward, you unlock a level of focus and creativity that most people never experience. Belief isn't built by talking about it. It's built by walking through fire and refusing to stop. It's built when you're tired, when the world says it's over, but you keep pushing anyway. Every time you choose to keep going instead of giving up, you prove to yourself that you're capable. And once you start stacking those moments of courage, belief becomes unstoppable. The truth is, most people never find out what they're capable of because they never force themselves to find out. They live their whole lives halfway in, halfway out. 1 foot in the dream, 1 foot in comfort. They keep their safety nets close because they don't want to feel the fear of falling. But here's the truth. Fear only loses its power when you step into it. When you face it head on and say, I'm not leaving, I'm not backing down. That's when belief takes root. Belief grows when you replace doubt with action. It grows when you stop questioning what's possible and start working for what's possible. Every obstacle, every failure, every setback becomes fuel because you're not looking for a way out. You're looking for a way through. And when you operate like that, the world can't break you. The challenges might bend you, but they can't stop you. Because the moment you burn your boats, your spirit stops negotiating with fear. See, belief isn't some magic feeling that shows up when everything goes right. It's the fire that keeps burning when everything goes wrong. It's what pushes you to keep building when the results aren't showing up. It's what makes you get back up after life knocks you flat. You build belief by deciding, no matter what happens, I'm not going back. You've got to get to that place where you don't just want success, you need it. Where your dream isn't just an idea, it's oxygen. You've got to want it so bad that giving up feels like dying. That's when belief becomes unshakable. That's when you stop hoping and start knowing. You start carrying yourself differently, speaking differently, thinking differently, because you've already decided there's no plan B. When you make that decision, doors start opening. You start noticing opportunities that were invisible before. You start performing at levels you didn't think you had. Why? Because all your energy is focused. You're not divided anymore. You're not wasting time wondering, what if this doesn't work? Because in your mind, it has to work. That's the kind of commitment that moves mountains. That's the kind of energy that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary ones. So many people live small because they keep a safety net under their dream. But you were not built for small. You were built to do something great, something that demands your full heart. You can't climb high with one hand still holding onto the ground. You've got to let go. You've got to trust that the same fire that pushed you to start will carry you through the storm. Burn the boats. Build the belief. Don't look back. Don't second guess. Don't wonder if you're ready, because nobody ever feels ready. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent. It's total commitment. It's the decision to stay when quitting looks easier. It's the courage to move forward when comfort calls your name. There will be days when it feels impossible. Days when you'll question yourself, but that's part of the process. That's where belief is forged. Every time you push past fear, you strengthen your conviction. Every time you choose persistence over panic, you teach yourself to trust your power. So make up your mind. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop holding on to your exit strategy. Step into your destiny and burn the boats behind you. Because when you have no way back, the only way left is forward, and forward is where your greatness lies. All in or nothing. That's the mindset that turns average into elite, potential into performance, and dreams into reality. Too many people want success, but they don't want to pay the full price. They want the reward, but they don't want the responsibility. They want to be great, but they don't want to give everything it takes to become great. You can't play halfway with your destiny. You can't give 50% effort and expect 100% results. If you're not all in, you're already out. Going all in means you commit when it's easy, and you commit when it's hard. You commit when you're winning, and you commit when you're losing. It's a level of focus and discipline that doesn't depend on feelings. It's not about being motivated. It's about being married to the mission. Motivation fades, but commitment doesn't. When you're all in, you show up even when everything in you wants to quit. You don't look for a way out. You look for a way through. You don't ask, how long will it take? You ask, how far can I go? When you go all in, you stop measuring your effort by convenience. You stop asking for balance and start demanding excellence. You don't need validation. And you don't need applause because you're driven by something deeper, your purpose. The people who make history aren't the ones who are the most talented. They were the ones who decided they wouldn't stop until they finished. They were the ones who gave their last drop of energy, who left everything on the table. That's what it means to go all in, to give until there's nothing left to give. Half effort gives half results. You can't expect to live a full life on partial commitment. Every time you hold back, every time you hesitate, every time you play it safe, you rob yourself of the power you could have unleashed. You rob yourself of the greatness you could have built. The truth is the universe doesn't reward maybe. It rewards must. When you approach your dream as a must, when you treat your goal like survival, everything changes. Your energy shifts, your focus sharpens, and your actions become unstoppable. The difference between the people who dream and the people who dominate is simple. The dreamers dip their toes, but the dominators dive in. They don't just try, they commit. They don't wait for perfect timing. They make the moment perfect. They know that average effort will never create extraordinary outcomes. And they understand that the moment you go halfway, you've already decided not to win. There's a certain power that only shows up when you've got nothing left to fall back on. When you say, I'm all in, you activate that power. You become dangerous because you're not negotiating with fear anymore. You stop overthinking and start executing. You stop doubting and start doing. You stop talking about what you're capable of and start proving it every single day. That's when you become a force, because now it's not about trying, it's about becoming. All it means there's no more saving energy for later. There's no more waiting for the right conditions. There's no more holding back your potential. It's a full commitment to the process, no matter the pain, no matter the pace, because you understand that every drop of effort counts, that every rep, every hour, every sacrifice is building something inside you. When you're all in, failure doesn't scare you, mediocrity does. Quitting doesn't tempt you, settling does. You'd rather die chasing your dream than live comfortable without it. And here's the truth: when you decide to go all in, your environment starts to shift. The wrong people fall away because they can't handle your intensity. Distractions lose their grip because they no longer match your purpose. You stop living in reaction and start living in creation. Your days have direction. Your energy has intent. You stop waiting for opportunity and start building it with your bare hands. That's the difference between those who wish for change and those who create it. You can't fake all in. It shows up in your habits. It shows up in how you handle pressure, how you respond to setbacks, and how you carry yourself when nobody's watching. It's waking up early when it's easier to sleep in. It's studying when your friends are out. It's practicing when the crowd is gone. Going all in isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It's doing the hard things so that later you can live the life others only dream about. And the truth is, you don't find out what you're truly made of until you push yourself past comfort. Comfort kills hunger. It kills passion. It kills potential. But when you're all in, you use discomfort as fuel. you start to realize that pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every time you push through a hard moment, you build endurance. Every time you stay consistent, you build confidence. Every time you finish what you start, you build character. And that's what makes you unstoppable. You can't have a plan A and treat it like B. You can't say you want success and still live like it's optional. The people who reach the top don't give themselves the luxury of doubt. They don't waste time asking, what if it doesn't work? They focus on making it work. They refuse to let fear be louder than faith. That's the essence of going all in, betting everything on your belief. You have to make a decision. Are you interested or are you committed? Because interest fades the moment it gets tough. Commitment doesn't. Commitment says, I don't care how long it takes, how hard it gets, or how many times I fall. I'm going to finish. When you operate from that mindset, the world starts to bend in your favor. Opportunities show up, doors open. People begin to notice your consistency. But none of it happens until you decide to give your all. If you want to build something that lasts, something that carries your name long after you're gone, you can't play small. You can't keep one foot in the game and one foot out. You have to dive in with your whole heart, your whole mind, and your whole effort. You have to live with a sense of urgency, like every day matters, because it does. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop playing halfway with your potential. Make up your mind right now that you're going all in, that you're giving everything you've got until the mission is complete. Because once you go all in, once you give your full focus and energy to the goal, something inside you changes. You become unstoppable. You become unshakable. You become the kind of person who doesn't just chase success. You embody it. All in or nothing. That's the standard. That's the difference. That's the mindset that will take you from wishing to winning, from dreaming to doing, from potential to purpose. Once you go all in, there's no limit to how far you can go.